Super Yoshi redeemed a bad joke, so that seems like a pretty good way to get things back on track. Let's read a bad joke first, and then we'll get on with our introductions, and we will see what we got. We'll see what's in store for tonight's stream. We'll get more into that in a second. So I'm gonna open to a random page. Unfortunately, it's more knock-knock jokes. So I'm gonna read you a knock-knock joke, and y'all are gonna hate yourself. Knock knock. Who's there? Who's there? Chick. Chick who? Check your shoelaces. They're untied. Gonna dot that one because we read it. Funnier joke would have been knock knock. Who's there? Chick. Chick who? Chick-fil-A is closed on Sundays because the people who own it are fucking crazy. Toward the back of the book, there's these little anecdotes. They're not really jokes. So, two Inuit huddle in a kayak. It is bitterly cold, and they are far from home. One of them gets the idea to light a fire in the narrow boat. Within minutes, it sinks, proving once again that you can't have your kayak and heat it too. You could have made a... Okay, clearly the punchline is you can't have your cake and eat it too, right? That's what they're getting at. That's what they're getting at. You can't have your cake and eat it too. But you put fire into the mix. So what you could have done is you could have had a little anecdote about a dragon who tries to light the candles or tries to blow out the candles. So you can't have your cake. You can't have your cake and heat it too. That way it's funnier. That way it makes sense because the word kayak is nowhere close. Phonetically, spelling, nada when it comes to the word cake. Okay? That ain't even a joke. Why do they have to be Inuit? Why does it specify that they're Eskimo type people? They don't even have to be. You could just say there's two people in a kayak and it's really cold. Is that like a race joke? You saying the Inuits are stupid? That they're gonna burn their boats down because they're dumb? Because they're big dumb idiots? Because they're dumb and they kiss with their noses? Because they're stupid? That's not funny. That's not a joke. That's a race. That ain't funny. Carol P. Roman. What was the reporter doing at the ice cream shop? She was getting the scoop. I believe that's the closest we've come to an actual joke in this book. That's the closest we've come. The reporter, what was the reporter doing at the ice cream shop? Kitchen cops to see if they pass on their health inspection. This Baskin-Robbins location has a 30-second flavor. Cockroaches. Coming up on Action 10 Channel News. Action 10 Channel. This one actually came with a piece of trivia. A silly stat. The word scoop is used by reporters when they publish an important news story before anyone else. Claire Hollingworth, an English journalist, was the first reporter to break the story about World War II. This was described as the scoop of the century. Yeah, no shit. I guess theoretically somebody had to break the news about World War II, right? Somebody had to go into the newsroom and be like, guys. Germany's been doing some bad shit, okay? Japan just flew a bunch of planes into some boats in the United States. I think Italy is also up to no good. I think we might have a problem here. I think we might have another World War. I knew there was a reason why they named the first one World War I. Let's go toward the back this time. I'm going to read the first one I see. That's a blank page because you can write your own jokes in the back, and I feel like I could write very many better ones, but here we go. A cruise ship passes by a remote island in the Pacific Ocean. The passengers cluster on the deck to see a bearded man running around and waving his arms wildly. "Captain," one passenger asks, "who is that man over there?" I have no idea, the captain says, but he goes nuts every year when we pass him. So it's a guy stranded on an island. That's funny. This is like the back of the book are like these little funny anecdotes that's like it's like fucking Facebook stuff that like your grandma thinks is funny, and she'll hit share and she'll tag you and like everybody in the family, and then, you know, with like 3 crying emojis and then like a poop emoji because she's old and doesn't get it. She's like, oh, ha ha ha, and there's probably like a crappy little cartoon that goes with it, right? That's what that is. That was not even a joke. It's just an anecdote. It's not even funny. Go save that guy, you dick. Here's a story for you. An elderly woman burst into a pet store. I want to buy a canary, but it's got to be a good singer. The shop owner begins moving a ladder toward a small cage on a shelf about 15 feet up near the ceiling of the store. Ma'am, I've been in this business for 40 years, and the best singer I've ever heard is in that cage. Don't think I'm going to pay a pretty penny just because you're climbing that ladder. It's got to be a good singer. By this point, the shopkeeper is coming down the ladder. Ma'am, this bird is pretty much a canary Justin Bieber. Well, that dates this immediately. The bird opens its beak and sings a beautiful tune. Odd, the woman murmurs, why, he is such a good singer. She takes a good look at the bird, her eyes narrowed. Hey, this bird has only got 1 leg. The pet store owner replies, do you want a singer or a dancer? What? What the fuck does any of that have to... What's the setup? What's the setup? Is it so that you can say Justin Bieber in the thing? That's not funny. It wasn't funny 10 years ago. The joke should just be an elderly woman goes to a pet store and demands a bird that's a good singer. The shopkeeper obliges and brings her the most beautiful canary, the canary with the most beautiful voice he can find. And he says, ma'am, out of all the birds in the store, this one is by far the best singer. And the old lady says, but this bird's only got 1 leg. And then the shopkeeper says, well, do you want a singer or a dancer? I've basically taken this fucking paragraph and removed 3/4 of it and left the punchline intact. And it's actually somewhat funnier because it's quick. That's how a joke is. A joke is quick. A joke is that. It's this. It's Koopa Troopa Cavern. It's more like Koopa Troopa fuck this level, okay? Haha, that's a joke, I guess. Knock knock. Yeah, that's another one of these, sorry. Knock knock. Who's there? Moo. Moo hoo. Aw, don't cry, baby calf. That one's almost witty. I think that's that one right there is one of the closest we've come to it being an actual joke, and it is a derivative of boo-hoo. Knock knock, who's there? Boo. Boo-hoo. Ah, don't cry. It's still not funny, but for a kid's joke, that's a solid 5 out of 10 right there. We got one more. Garbage. Garbage who? Garbage jokes, courtesy of Carol P. Roman. That even is your real name. Alright, next one. Oh, these are riddles. These aren't even jokes. This isn't even this is just written to sound like a riddle, but you don't have to think about it. Built of metal or wood to divide, it will make us good neighbors if you stay on your side. What is it? Draco. Yes, I'm gonna go with, what is a fence? Alex? Correct. What did the person who invented the door knocker win? The Nobel Prize. B-E-L-L. Nobel. Technically, that guy who invented the door knocker was a waste of time because you're fucking born with one. You don't even need that shit. God won the first Nobel Prize. This one comes with something called a silly stat, so I'm going to read that as a bonus. Nobel Prize winners are called laurelets, after the Greek laurel wreath given to the best competitors in the olden days. Ah yes, the Greeks, the olden days. Famous Nobel Prize winners include former U.S. President Barack Obama, who received the Nobel Peace Prize in 2009, and musician Bob Dylan, who received the Nobel Peace in Literature. The Nobel Prize in Literature in 2016. Well, how about that? Weren't there people that, like, when Barack Obama got, like, the Nobel Prize for Peace, he'd been in office for, like, 1 year, and weren't people like, he didn't fucking do anything? It's a knock-knock joke. I'm sorry, but at least it's a joke. Okay. Knock-knock. Who's there? Muffin. Muffin who? Muffin the matter with me, how about you? So the word there is supposed to be nothing. Who's there? Nothing. Nothing who. But see, if they wrote the joke, like they wrote the joke with muffin meant to sound like the word nothing, right? But a funnier joke would have been if they actually used the word nothing and the joke ends after nothing who. Because then there's nobody there. Nothing's there, right? That's a joke, all right? It's not a funny joke, but I can guarantee it's leagues better. I'm not Dr. Draco, PhD in comedy, okay? But I can write better knock-knock jokes than this, and I have never in my life sat down and written a knock-knock joke, and the ones I come up with after reading these bad examples are already leagues better than the ones printed in this damn book. What did one snowman say to another snowman? You're cool. Now, I'm assuming this is the snowman that they gave a mouth, they used coal to make a mouth. So he could say that you're cool. I think what really sells this one... awful. I think what really sells this one is that this is one of the jokes that has a little drawing with it, and it has a really cool snowman. He's wearing a jacket. Look, he's like the Fonz. He's like, hey! It's cold in here. Why don't you go out in the field and sit on it? Step into my office. Whatever the fuck he said on Happy Days. Another knock-knock joke. Knock-knock! Who's there? Dewey. Dewey who? Do we have to wait long to eat? Don't you know the Dewey Decimal System? So, that one works because it's, again, the name Dewey, right? This is firmly in the realm of all the knock-knock jokes where it's just based around pronouncing people's names and they sound like other words. So, do we have to wait long to eat? That's not even like... It's a knock-knock joke, right? That's not a punchline for a knock-knock joke. Nobody opens the door and is like, "Do we have to wait long to eat?" Like it's not a punchline. It's inapplicable. I'm trying to think of something funnier to use with the name Dewey, but the only thing that comes to mind is that quote from Malcolm in the Middle, where Dewey says, "I expected nothing from you people, and I was still let down." That's about how I feel about this joke book. Really, is about summarizing my feelings. There's a lot of really bad answers that we could give to this because we're like adults, like older adults. But what tastes better than it smells? I'll let you guys think of some funny answers on your own. What tastes better than it smells? Somebody's gonna be like, pussy. Someone's gonna say that. Ass. Okay, I was close enough. I mean, there you go. My dick. And oh, hang on. We have to clarify. Not just any ass. Anime ass tastes better than it smells. The actual answer is A tongue. I guess if you cook it right, I guess, you know, it would probably taste pretty good. Isn't that called, what's that called? Barbacoa? Isn't that what that is? I'm sure it is. I know I am intentionally missing the punchline of the joke. It's because the joke is a dad joke and it's really bad, okay? I'm just trying to roll the book up, okay? I know it's bad for the spine. I don't care. This book and me can have that. Well, we can have two things in common. We're both not funny and we both got bad spines. A young boy knocks on the door on Halloween night and says, "Trick or treat." The woman opens the door and looks at him. After a few seconds, she says, "I don't know if I can give you a treat. What are you supposed to be?" "A werewolf," the boy answers. The woman shakes her head. "But you're not wearing a costume. You've only got your normal clothes on." With a laugh, the boy replies, "Well, it's not a full moon yet, is it?" That's like a Goosebumps tier joke, okay? That's like the fucking plot line to a Goosebumps book. In fact, I would be willing to bet there is I mean, I know there probably isn't because I was a fan of the series, but you could probably... There's a Goosebumps book about a kid who is a werewolf on Halloween, but, like, nobody believes him or something. He turns into a wolf, but he's like, "No, I'm cursed. You guys gotta help me. We gotta reverse the curse," or something. I don't know why I just started almost doing, like, a Danny DeVito joke. "You guys, I'm not really a werewolf. You gotta help me reverse the curse. We gotta do it. Only got until midnight. Till when the full moon goes down, I'll be trapped like this forever. We gotta do it." I don't know if I can give you a treat. Why? Because you're wearing a fursuit. Get the fuck out of here. Alright, next one. Knock knock joke. Knock knock. Who's there? Harry. Harry who? Hurry up. I want to go to the beach. Hurry up. I want to go. So it's just another one of those stupid jokes where it's just the name that sounds like another word, and then they just hurry up. I want to go to the beach. Awful, shameful joke. I don't even know if I can make this one at least it wasn't Harry Potter. Enough with the Harry Potter references now. So these are just puns. These aren't even jokes, unless you consider a pun a joke. But this one's weird. A dog had puppies near the road and was ticketed for littering. That's sad. It's not even funny. It's like a stray dog. Just nowhere to go. It's not. Don't put that in your book. Now you bring it down. You're bringing down the mood here. Now no one's happy. Carol, that bitch Carol P. Roman. What's that toward the very beginning? Like these first few pages. Not anything good. This one has a picture though, so I'll show you the picture. What animal is best at hitting a baseball? A bat. Get it? That's a Laffy. They copied that from Laffy Taffy. Here's the picture though. I mean, some of these are worth it for the picture. You get a little. Hang on, I don't want to spoil the other jokes down there. I don't want to spoil that. You guys got to earn those. That's got to be DLC. I'm sorry. It's another knock knock joke. Like 90% of this book are knock knock. Maybe 85% are knock knock jokes. So here we go. Knock knock. Who's there? Cash. Cash who? Cash me outside. No, it's. No thanks. I want almonds. Cashew? Cashew? No, I want almonds. So this is one that actually works as a knock-knock joke. I mean, it's a stupid joke, but in terms of, like, kid-appropriate, like, dad humor, it's not just a name, like, you know... Well, there's none on this page, because this isn't the page that has all the names. It's not just like, knock knock, who's there? Rebecca. Rebecca who? You, Rebecca, better remember my birthday. Like, whatever the fuck these other stupid jokes are. Cash who? Close enough to cashew to sound like that and said, no thanks, I want almonds. So it's, I mean, I'll give this one a pass. I feel like this one doesn't need my intervention, it doesn't need my fixing, but I'm not going to necessarily give it my blessing either. It's just kind of... You've avoided destruction once again, Book of Bad Jokes. Two fathers... Oh shit, not one of these again. Two fathers and two sons sat down to eat eggs for breakfast. They ate exactly 3 eggs. Each person had an egg. Explain how they did it. Yo, motherfuckers don't know about fractions? The answer is, one of the fathers is also a grandfather. Therefore, one father is both a son and a father. That means 3 people, so each got an egg. Or, you could have cooked all 3 and then cut the omelet into fourths. And it's just, it's like one of those fucking thought experiments. That's stupid. It's stupid. 4 dads and 3 sons. Turns out they're inbred. They only ate 1 egg. I don't fucking care. This is literally a joke stolen from Jeff Foxworthy. And even then, I can't even give Jeff Foxworthy credit for it because it's so goddamn generic that it could just be a case of people thinking of the same joke at the same time. But I certainly know that the person that wrote this book doesn't have an original bone in their body, so why didn't the robot finish his breakfast? It's a gendered robot, by the way. Why didn't the robot finish his breakfast? Because the orange juice told him to concentrate! That's a Jeff Foxworthy joke. Like, if you've ever stared at your juice because it said concentrate, you might be a redneck. Like, I swear to God, that's one of his jokes. I shit you not. I'm from Texas. I know these things. So, that's not even, that doesn't even count. Why is it a robot? Is it because robots are just like, you can easily get them stuck in a thought loop by saying, this statement is true, the previous statement is false, or whatever it is? And the robot's like, oh no, does not compute. Oh, I can't. Robots don't even eat breakfast, you fucking idiot! What kind of cats like to go bowling? Alley cats. Alley cats. Get it? Because you go to the bowling alley. Bowling alley. Alley cats. Mr. Flam will guess that right here. Look, this one's got a picture. Oh, no, hang on. I'm showing you... Oh, shit. No, I'm showing you some of the bad jokes. Fuck it. I'm trying to show you the picture of the alley cat without spoiling the other bad jokes that we could spin for. There's another one here. Well, fuck it. I'm just going to read it. Knock, knock. Who's there? Seymour. Seymour who? Seymour Heine! No, the actual punchline is... See more outside if you open the curtain. Well, you fucking creep. Maybe the curtain's closed for a reason. Namely because you're on the other side of my goddamn front door. What do you think about that? Go away before I call the cops. Yeah, as soon as I said that, everyone was like, see more butts, see more asses, icy wiener. Knock knock. Sorry, you get a knock knock. I read it first because it didn't make any sense to me, but then I got it. Knock knock. Who's there? Thumpin'. Thumpin' who? Yo man, turn up the bass. These subwoofers are thumping. No. There's thumping furry crawling up your back. Better look around you, because if you're at a particular type of convention, you better get the hell out. This is, of course, based upon the assumption that the person you're talking to is saying the word something incorrectly. So, that... Orky Bork says, another awful joke. Well, you expected anything else? The name of the prize to redeem in chat is called a bad joke. Literally that. Why can't you play hockey with pigs? Why can't you play hockey with pigs? Man, this is your joke. Because they always hog the puck. That's a Laffy Taffy tier joke, but at least it works. It has a setup, it has a punchline, it makes sense. The fact that hockey is analogous to the joke, why can't you play football with pigs? They always hog the ball. Why can't you play kicky no hands with pigs? They always hog the ball. Like that's fine. Why can't you do blank with pigs? They always hog the blank. I'll give credit for that one. I'll give points. I'll give points for that one, but sparingly. Sparingly. Man says, I regret wasting cola tabs on that, and yet you guys do it every single time. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Who's there? Alma. Alma who? Alma not going to say. Alma not going to say. I'm not going to say. Be funnier if it said Alma. Alma who? Remember the Alamo. Actually, the funnier joke would have been knock knock. Who's there? Alamo. Alamo who? You said you'd never forget. That's an older joke. That's the Gen X version of that joke. The millennial version of the joke is 9/11. 9/11 who? You said you'd never forget. Why didn't the skeleton take his friend to the prom? Because he's dead. Skeleton, he got to there and signed on the, it said no skeletons allowed. He couldn't go in. Benjamin, he had a boner. That's too good of a punchline. Mr. Flammable just goes, because he was fat and ugly and nobody liked it. That would have proven once and for all if he was fat or big boned, I guess, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? He, why didn't the skeleton take his friend to the prom? Because his heart wasn't in it. That doesn't make any sense. Like, I guess, I mean, I get what they're going for. Like, if your heart's not in something and you just don't care about it, he's a skeleton, so he doesn't have a heart. He's just bones. But I feel like that punchline should have gone to something else, and they just shoehorned this in, and it's not. That wasn't good. Why did the girl toss a stick of butter? If you think hard enough, you could probably guess the punchline to this one, because it's dumb. In fact, I'm going to wait to see if anybody in chat guesses it. Why did the girl toss the stick of butter? You guys are just intentionally not posting anything in chat now because you guys just talk about Animal Crossing now. Y'all don't care about the bad jokes, me neither. She wanted to see butter fly. That was so bad the game went to sleep. Good fucking God. Here we go. Knock knock. Who's there? I kind of read that fast, but it's a fucking knock knock joke. Knock knock. Who's there? Arthur. Arthur who? Hey, it's a wonderful time to play. It's a something. I didn't really watch that show. Arthur, any more Thanksgiving leftovers? And when they say no, this is the answer. Is that meme still funny? People still doing the Arthur meme? We're firmly in that part of the book where they just went. They went through the fucking baby name book, and they just were like, what do these names sound like? How can we shoehorn these into a friggin', knock knock joke? Knock knock, who's there? A gun. A gun who? Literally a gun. What do you call an academically successful piece of bread? The answer's not toast, by the way. The answer is an honor roll. Get it? It's like a roll. An honor roll. Here's a funnier joke about bread that I can't take credit for, that I heard from somebody. I want to meet the person who came up with the idea of toast. Because that's a guy who looked at bread and said, nah, put it back, it ain't done. Grandpa is very grumpy.
He stomps around the house with a scowl on his face. "Gramps," his granddaughter asks, "is your foot bothering you?" He shakes his head. "Nah, gout is under control right now." "Don't you like your new cane?" "What, this thing?" He holds up the walking stick. "It's fine." "Then what is it?" Grandpa sighs and points to the steps going upstairs. "It's the chairlift your father installed. The darn thing is driving me up a wall."
Handicapped people. Finding one of his students making faces at others on the playground, Mr. Mason stops to gently reprimand the child. Smiling kindly, the teacher says, "Johnny, when I was a little boy, I was told that if I made faces, my face would freeze like that." Little Johnny looks up and replies, "Well, Mr. Mason, you can't say you weren't warned." Got him! Got him! Take that, boomer! That's like a fucking Family Circus punchline. Knock knock. Who's there? Seed. Seed who? Seed you tomorrow. Does that mean you're gonna come in their ass tomorrow? I almost delivered that without fucking laughing. Seed you tomorrow. That doesn't even work as a joke. Fuck off. You might as well just say some dumb shit like, "I seed you at the store." How do you make the number 1 disappear? Add the letter G, and it's gone. Gone. Spells moon. Why was 6 afraid of 7? Because 7 was O.J. Simpson and got away with murder. Why did the ants dance on the jam jar? Why did the ants dance on the jam jar? Because the lid said, "Twist to open." Come on, baby! Let's do the fucking Chubby Checker better got a royalty for this shitty joke. Chubby fucking Hey, hang on. How old is Chubby Checker?
Chubby Checker is 78 years old.
Is he still alive? Yeah, he's not dead.
What do you write in a slug's Valentine's Day card?
Be my Valen slime. That is nowhere close to being Valentine. It's not even close. I get the joke that you're trying to make. And it's just, you fell about, well, you fell about 100 yards short of the end zone there on that one. How do you spell enemy in 3 letters? F-O-E. Okay, first of all, that's not a joke. Secondly, that ain't even correct. You're spelling the word foe, which is synonymous for enemy, but it's not the word enemy. You know how you spell enemy in 3 letters? The letters N, M, and E. Because then it's phonetically pronounced the same fucking way. What did the wolf say when it stubbed its toe? Apparently the wolf is genderless. Pain transcends all known concepts of gender, so don't worry about it. What did the wolf say when it stubbed its toe? Howl! Not even funny, because a howl is not the onomatopoeia for, like, bark and oink and stuff like that. The howl is more like I think a woo might be the word you're looking for, like ow woo? Maybe? I don't know. I think a woo is very much a construct of a fandom that I really want to avoid like the fucking plague. What is the last thing you take off before bed? And the answer is your feet off the floor. Yep. I mean, I guess in a literal sense, in a literal sense, that's what it is. You know, if I wanted to be more of a dick, I'd be like, what is the last thing you take off before bed? I'd say the condom. And, and you say, but Draco, you're single. And I said, that's why that one's just going to remain a joke. This isn't even a joke. It's just like a fucking trivia question. What is full of holes, but still holds water? A sponge. It's like a trivia question. That's like, what's that thing that like... What was that bullshit from Are You Afraid of the Dark, where there's like that wizard who gives those kids that riddle? The actor who every character he plays, he always says, "I'm not a nutbag." That was like his running gag because he played like every fucking wizard character on the show. He was like, the riddle was like something you can put in a barrel that has no... Something you put in a barrel that has no weight, but when it's there, it makes the barrel lighter. And the answer is a hole. It's a hole in the barrel. You put it in the barrel, it has no weight, and it makes the barrel lighter. And the kid figures it out right before their fucking car is about to drive off a cliff or whatever. It's just a riddle. It's like a shitty fucking riddle. Good job. Maybe you need to look up, buy a dictionary, look up what the word joke means. We got knock knock jokes. Knock knock. Who's there? Annetta. Annetta who? Annetta knock knock joke. Yeah, that's for damn sure. We've already done like 30 of them, is what it feels like. We've read 7 knock knock jokes, and it feels like we've read 50 of them. Annetta. Annetta who? Annetta knock knock joke. Annetta bad joke. Annetta fish. Annetta. Don't let the volleyball hit Annetta. You don't get any points for that. The other team gets points. Knock knock. Who's there? Yvonne. Yvonne who? Yvonne to be brave. You could have made that funny because clearly it's... Clearly they're going for the Dracula thing, right? Like, Yvonne. Yvonne, to suck your blood. That's the punchline you should have went with. You could have made a Halloween joke out of it. Yvonne, to suck your blood. That's what you should have done. Yvonne, to be brave? What the fuck does that even mean? You could... Yvonne, another cookie. You could just basically drop anything in there that's not funny. And these... Life has many doors, Ed boys. These jokes have multiple avenues you could take to write a punchline, right? You know how they say there's no wrong way to eat a Reese's cup? Okay, that's debatable, but there's definitely a wrong way to write a knock-knock joke. You guys have just seen 2 examples. Because there's a clear order, right? What you're saying has to tie into something amusing. If you're making somebody sound like Dracula when they fucking talk, make them say something that Dracula would say. Right? It's just that simple. Yvonne, to get away from garlic. I don't fucking know. That's too long. That's too long of a punchline. That's not funny. But the original one was. Yvonne, to suck your blood. That's it. That's all you have to do. You gave me 18 pages. It's like a fucking video game strategy guide in the back here. I can write my own damn jokes. I don't have enough pages to rewrite every joke in this book except make it funny. Okay? I can tear those pages out, and I can just resell this book with only these back pages filled in, and I guarantee to make more people laugh, but these knock-knock jokes are terrible. Knock-knock. Who's there? Bed. Bed who? Bet you can't guess who this is. Bet you can't guess. I bet you can't. I ain't afraid of no sleep. I ain't afraid of no bed. What is a ghost's favorite dessert? I scream.
Ice cream. Ice cream. It's not Kool-Aid. It's not anything that makes sense. It's ice cream. That doesn't even work as a punchline because that's not a noun. That's not a thing. That is ice cream. That is a declarative statement. It's not funny. It's supposed to sound like ice cream. I get that part. Don't trust me. I got that right away. But I scream as a sentence doesn't work as a punchline because that is not a thing. You could cut right above that was a joke that we've already read. How do ghosts wash their hair with shampoo? That we hated that joke, but that punchline actually works because at least it's a pun on the word shampoo. Okay, this is a riddle. This is a riddle. You bring me for dinner, but never eat me. What am I? A knife and a fork. You bring me for dinner, but never eat me. I believe the correct answer is green bean casserole at Thanksgiving.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Handsome. Handsome who? Handsome mustard to me, please. That's not even... I feel like back in my day, knock, knock jokes were funnier. But then again, I was also like 7. But I think if I was 7 and you told me this, like, knock, knock, who's there? Handsome. Handsome who? Handsome mustard to me, please. I'd be like, no. It's not. I tell you what, it's not interrupting cow level comedy, that's for sure. That's for goddamn sure. Jada, why can't dinosaurs clap? Jada thinks for a minute and says, because they're extinct. Okay, that's a pretty good anti-joke. I'm not gonna lie. That's a pretty good anti-joke. I'll give him credit. I actually laughed the second I looked at that when I saw the punchline. But it's one of those jokes that's very easy to tell because it works the same way. Because back when I was in high school, one of my friends had this really edgy joke where he would be like, hey, what's the difference between a bulldozer and Michael Jackson? And you'd be like, I don't know. And then he would say, Michael Jackson has sex with children. And then you'd be like, okay, well, that's not appropriate, but we're 14 years old, so that's the pinnacle of comedy. What do you call a clever bee? A spelling bee. That's not a joke, is it? I'm overthinking this one. What do you call a clever bee? A spelling bee. Is it because spelling bees are traditionally for smart people? Because I disagree. Have you ever been to one? Like just a random one from like a middle school? Like 3/4 of the field get eliminated after the first word. What do you call a clever bee? Now I can't think of something off the top of my head that's funnier than that. A teacher says to the class, a man rode his horse to town on Friday. The very next day, he rode back on Friday. How is this possible? Kesha raises her hand. I guess Keisha? Kaisha? It's not spelled with a $sign. Keisha raises her hand and says, the horse's name was Friday. Keisha, you're fucking stupid. Let me break that down for you. A teacher says to the class, a man rode his horse to town on Friday. They've already specified the horse, and in the way that sentence is structured, it does not make grammatical sense to assume the horse's name is Friday. The very next day, he rode back on Friday. How is that possible? So, okay, the very next day he rode back on Friday, meaning that should be Saturday. So that's, I guess, the horse's name being... So this is more like a puzzler, but it's written by somebody who's fucking stupid. The horse's name was Friday. Bet you get a lot of jokes about that. No, actually I don't. Just the facts, ma'am. Thank God it's Friday. How do you make gold soup? Put 24 carrots in it. The vegetable. You put 24 carrots in it. That's how you make gold soup. See, that's a joke because people think like, oh, 24 karat gold, right? Okay, first of all, carat spelled differently, so the joke only works phonetically if I tell it to you verbally. If you read it, you immediately understand that it's dumb. But gold comes in other carats. 24 carats is just the one that people most commonly... It's like diamonds. The carats is a unit of measurement when it comes to like precious minerals, so the 24 doesn't matter. How do you make gold soup? How do you make gold soup? Well, I guess the non-funny answer is you take a solid gold bar and you heat it up, and then you get some dumbass to try to eat it. I don't know. And then you have it. Then you have the plot to Goldfinger. Screw it. You know, Rocker. Why not 48 carats? Why not all the carats? Edible gold. And then Wave Cube just says, "I'm Rick Harrison, and this is my pawn shop." We got a knock-knock joke. Knock-knock. Who's there? I'm a who? I'ma make you a snack. Guys, I don't think that joke can be salvaged. So I'm just gonna... I'm gonna mark that. Knock knock. Who's there? I'm a who? I'm gonna tell you a joke that ain't even a fucking joke. That's what I'ma do. I'ma be telling jokes that ain't funny. I'ma be telling jokes from a bad book. I'ma be telling knock knock jokes at 32. I'ma be. There, I made it better, I guess, somehow. Knock knock. Who's there? Yukon. Yukon who? You can say that again! You can't think of a better joke. What does a clock do when it's hungry? It goes back 4 seconds. 4 being spelled like the number 4, but when you read it, it goes back 4 seconds, implying it goes back for a second. God damn. How do we deconstruct this one? What does a clock do when it's hungry? It goes back 4 seconds. Like this is I want to say. I mean, you guys. I mean, Zahando gay for aliens. You guys are booing me, but like, out of all the bad jokes we've read, this comes closest to being like a coherent joke. Like, you get it. You're like, it's not funny, but you're like, it goes back 4 seconds. I get it. All right. Well, you know what they say. Even when it comes to writing bad jokes, a broken clock is right twice a day. This one has a fucking disclaimer because they wrote it stupid. Knock knock. Who's there? I'm gonna say it wrong on purpose the first time. Paris. Paris who? Paris, nice to meet you. Underneath where it says Paris, they specify that you have to use the French pronunciation, which is Paris. This one's so bad, it's got a fucking disclaimer underneath it. It's got explanations on how to tell a fucking knock-knock joke. So you're supposed to say, knock knock, who's there? Paris. Paris who? Paris, nice to meet you. Croissant, baguette. You know what? That joke is French, it's crap. I should like this joke because it's about dinosaurs. How do salespeople approach dinosaurs in clothing shops? Try, sir, a top? I think it fits better if you say it like, you know, with the kind of fucking fake Cockney British accent. Try, sir, a top? It's like a posh place where you go in. You want to try it's not a top hat. I guess a top would be a fucking shirt. You want to try on a top? Sir, would you like to try a top? But they put the sentence out of order, so it sounds like you're saying Triceratops. I hate it. You know what? I'm gonna give you guys a 1-2 real quick, just because we haven't really read these bad jokes in a while. Purely because, as I was about to close this, I saw that there's a vegan joke on the same page. So we're gonna go there. What happened when my friend told me he was turning vegan? I said, "That's a big missed steak." Is Gilgatex still here? He probably hates. He's not. I mean, he's not anymore. That's such a shitty joke. You just made a fatal mistake. Gilgatex, boo. For those of you that don't know, Gilgatex, he is a vegan. But when he posts in his Discord, when he posts the food and the meals he prepares, hell, I'd eat it. It looks good. It looks real good. Knock knock. There's a lot of these in the book. Sorry. Knock knock. Who's there? Beats. Beats who? This stream brought to you by Beats for Dre. Go to beatsbydre.com and use coupon code Gatorbox and pay full price, because that coupon code doesn't work. And the answer to the joke is beats me. You probably saw that one coming. What do you call 2 banana peels? And Beryl Haya has also redeemed the third and final bad joke. What do you call 2 banana peels? Slippers. That one, that's what you would see on a banana flavor Laffy Taffy package. Hey Ness, what do you call an alligator? No, you can see the book. I'm gonna read you the joke anyways, because I know you've... What do you call an alligator wearing a vest? Yes, I know, because you read it. What do you call an alligator wearing a vest? An investigator. That one's applicable to us. That's... Okay, I like that one. That one also has a little doodle. That one's got a little detective gator. He's on the case with his partner Croxon instead of Watson, I guess. I don't know. Why did the tree go to the dentist? To get a root canal. These are surprisingly these must have been ghost written. Y'all have probably heard this one before. What do vampires give you in winter? Herpes. No. They give you frostbite. Is that a Halloween joke or is that a Christmas joke? Who cares? You know what it is? It's a bad joke. It's a bad joke. Bad, not a good one. Not a good one. No. It's crap. It's crap. Knock knock. Who's there? Alaska. Alaska who? The whole fucking state of Alaska with their yearly oil checks that they get. Hashtag basic income works. Not who? Alaska. Alaska who? Alaska the questions around here. That actually works as a joke. Like that, because Alaska who? That's a question. Alaska the questions around here. I'm a police officer. I'm Detective John Kimball. I'm a cop, you idiot. That's actually this one might this Alaska knock knock joke. I'm gonna say this right now. This might be the best one that we've read in the whole book. You guys have probably also heard this one too. A lot of these jokes. The reason why I feel like a lot of you guys have heard these jokes before is because they probably just got these jokes from 1001funnyjokesforkids.edu. So whatever. Anyways, what's worse than finding a worm in your apple?
finding out that that's not an apple at all. It's actually it's a fake apple. It's a wax apple. You fucking idiot. Anyway, no. What's worse than Yeah, Mr. Inflammable's got it. Finding half of a worm, implying that you've eaten the other. It's just protein, you know. I mean, lizards eat those things all the time. Also, it'd be pretty hard to not notice that you've got an apple that's bad, because if the outer skin of the apple's been punctured by like an insect or something that's been eating it, like that whole side of the apple is just gonna fucking like slowly cave in. So if you bite into that side of the apple and eat half of a worm, that's your own goddamn fault, man. You're fucking stupid. Like, how did you dress yourself this morning? You're the type of person dumb enough to burn your house down making ice. Like, I don't trust you. I don't trust you. 2 fleas go to the movies. When they get out, they stand for a while in the traffic. All around them, people are rushing, horns are blaring. One flea turns to the other and asks, "Do you want to walk or should we take a dog home?" I mean, that's like the type of joke that would be, you know, in like a late night. That's a fucking late night with Stephen Colbert monologue joke right there. So I'm gonna throw that out. That's what I'm gonna say. That's the type of joke that gets written when there's a fucking writer's strike. Do you want to walk or should we take a dog home? Again, this is one of those like jokes that it's only like. It's literally 3 sentences long, right? But the middle sentence, all around them are people rushing and horns are blaring, like explaining the setting, which is irrelevant to the joke. 2 fleas go to the movies. When they get out, they stand for a while in traffic. One flea turns to the other and asks, "Do you want to walk or should we take a dog home?" That's the same joke, but with all the fucking excess crap cut out. The fluff doesn't do anything to the punchline. Unless the fleas can drive. I don't even know. There's just a lot of... It's just... Whoever wrote these jokes had to hit a fucking word count. Or maybe they got paid by the letter. So they certainly didn't get paid by the fucking joke. I guarantee you've heard this before, too. Because this is one that everybody knows. Knock, knock. Who's there? Lettuce. Lettuce who? Let us in. It's cold out here. Let me tell you another knock-knock joke that has the exact same punchline. Knock, knock. Who's there? Scold. Scold who? Let us in. Scold out here. That's 2 for the price of 1, and the second one's not even printed in this book, but I guarantee that eventually we're gonna see that one too. It's a fucking knock-knock joke again. I really thought... I mean, I went like a full third of the way back in the book. Knock, knock. Who's there? Cereal. Cereal who? Cereal pleasure to meet you. Doesn't even work. That sentence does not even work. Buster Keaton Rules says that wasn't a joke. That was a borderline. That was a war crime. I agree. I hope somebody went to prison for writing this one. Cereal. Cereal! Let us in! Cereal cold outside! Knock, knock. Who's there? Broccoli. Broccoli who? Broccoli doesn't have a last name, silly. That punchline can be used for literally any other joke. That is the fucking Wild Draw 4 card of knock knock joke punchlines. And we just ran into it. Knock knock. Well, just like this. The ones we've done before. Knock knock. Who's there? Lettuce. Lettuce who? Lettuce doesn't have a last name, dumbass. Knock knock. Who's there? Ice cream. Ice cream who? Ice cream doesn't have a last name. Fuck you. Jason stands nervously before the teacher. Would I get in trouble for something I didn't do? Mrs. Roberts replies, Of course not. Good, Jason says, because I didn't do my homework. Wow. Really got him. Got him.
You still going to detention, Jason, you underachieving piece of crap. I mean, you can see the setup there. Will I get in trouble for something I didn't do? Okay, no, I didn't do my homework. My dog ate it. That's some big brain thinking. So that's good on you, Jason. And now here's Orky Bork's joke that he redeemed. You get a knock-knock joke. I'm sorry. Knock-knock. Who's there? Barry. Barry who? Barry, nice to see you. Ha ha! Look at that. Comedy. How can you even make that funny? Knock knock. Who's there? Barry. Barry who? Barry, nice to see you. You could easily... It's Barry the name, not Barry the verb. You could easily make that into a Halloween joke by saying, oh, it's spooky, you get buried in the cemetery, uh-oh, that's it. I mean, I've put more thought into the joke than the people that wrote this book have, so there's that. There you go, Buster Keaton rules. That's a very bad joke. What kind of shoes do frogs wear? Open-toed shoes. T-O-A-D. Did I need to explain that one? What kind of shoes do frogs wear? Open-toed shoes. I guess that works because, frogs and toads, those are two different kinds of animals, but whatever. We got frogs and toads here. You've seen the frogs on the stream before, because sometimes they climb in through they get in, I guess, through the AC unit. It doesn't eat them. They get in, and during your level sucks, and I have to put them back outside. I'm like, no, you're not supposed to be here. We do have toads, too, though, and they're more chill. They actually don't mind if you pick them up, at all. They just don't even care, and they only come out at night. So, what kind of shoes do frogs wear? Open-toed shoes. More of a pun. I'll give him credit for that one. Knock knock. Who's there? Sarah. Sarah who? Sarah another way into this place? Why did you knock on the front door, you dumb motherfucker? Just walk around to the back door. Or the cellar. Or a window. Hell, I don't know. Who knocks on the front door of a house? I mean, I get the joke, right? Sarah. Is there another way? Okay. It's like somebody slurring. It's like a guy trying to get into a bar who's completely smashed. It's way past the last call. He's like, is there another way to get into this place? Who just asks that question, though? If somebody came up to me, right? Somebody knocked on my front door. And they said, hey, are there any other ways to get into this place? I would have been like, why the fuck do you want to know? Are you gonna plan something? Yes, there are other methods to get into this place, and all of them have shotgun wire traps that you can't see. So if you try to step in, you'll get your head blown off, okay? You ever seen the movie Saw? You ever played Max Payne? You ever played the second level of Max Payne when you try to kick in the door to that seedy hotel room and there's a shotgun on a string behind the door? That's what every other door in this building is like, you asshole. To the guy who invented zero, thanks for nothing. To the person who wrote this book, thanks for nothing. What do you call a knight who is afraid to fight? Sir, render. I gotta admit, every once in a while, we get a joke in this book that's actually funny. Surrender is... You got me, okay? That one's not that bad. That was, yeah, chat seems to be willing to give that one a pass as well. 'Tis but a flesh wound. Fucking hell. I'll let you guys just finish this. Knock knock. Who's there? Nacho. Nacho who? Nacho! No, it doesn't end the way you think it does. You're gonna say, that's nacho cheese. This one is, that's nacho sandwich. It's mine. That is an even worse punchline than, that's nacho cheese. Because there's no such thing as a nacho sandwich. I mean, I know somebody's going to tell me, Draco, you could definitely make a nacho sandwich if you wanted to. I'm aware of this. I might have to try it sometime because it does sound pretty good. But the reason why the nacho cheese punchline is funnier is because nacho cheese is an actual thing. That's nacho sandwich? That's nacho joke. You stole that. You heard the nacho thing. You thought changing the cheese to sandwich was enough? No. It could have been like, that's nacho salsa. Something. I don't know. Something. Sandwich? Fucking sandwich? Why do porcupines always win the game? Speaking of, you just lost the game. But why do porcupines always win the game? They have the most points. Most points. You know, a better punchline would have been, because technically they're just points, because the ends of their quills are sharp. But what would have been a better joke about porcupines and their anatomy would have been to say, why do porcupines write the best letters? Because they have an endless supply of quills. Something like that. Because then it's more related to what that part of the porcupine is actually called, not just the point. I don't know. That's dumb. Maybe, I don't know, maybe kids these days don't know what a fucking quill is. I mean, who cares? They don't know what a World Trade Center is. Somehow that became a 9/11 joke. What do you call a bear with no teeth? A gummy bear. It's a bear that gives gummies, I guess. I mean, that one makes sense, but it's not actually it's not very funny. What do you call a bear with no teeth? A gummy bear. Gummy bears bouncing here and there and everywhere. Something, 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 something. We are the gummy bears. You guys remember that fucking cartoon? Why did the chewing gum cross the road? It was stuck to the chicken's foot. So see, this joke is bad. They're all bad, okay? All of these jokes are bad. There's not a single good joke in here. But the reason why this one is bad is because it assumes that the listener already knows the anti-joke of why did the chicken cross the road to get to the other side, right? It's making an assumption that might not be true. So the way to tell this joke is to tell the chicken joke first and to say, why did the chicken cross the road? To get to the other side, idiot. Well, then why'd the chewing gum cross the road? And then the listener is going to be like, to get to the other side? No, it was stuck to the chicken's foot. Then you kind of have something there. It's not funny, but you have something there instead of starting with this one and assuming your listener knows about the chicken joke. This one has a drawing. I'm the fastest animal in the jungle, the lion roars. The cheetah shakes her head. I don't think so. Let's race and see. The whole population of the jungle shows up. Elephants stand next to gazelles, rhinos and hippos line up, hyenas and zebras and every other animal wait to see the outcome of the race. The lion is very confident he will win. The race begins and the cheetah takes off. She wins by a mile and is declared the fastest animal in the jungle. The lion is embarrassed and can't believe he lost. You're a cheater, he shouts. Yup, and you're a lion. The cheetah replies. So this is another one of those jokes, like, okay, it's based upon you're a cheater. Like, it's like a Jeff Foxworthy way of saying the word cheetah. That's the joke. And instead of calling him a liar, he's like, yeah, you're a lion or whatever. You're a lion, whatever. Maybe that's not the punchline. I don't fucking care. But this is another one of those jokes that the entire middle section can be cut out because it's extraneous fluff. Basically, you could chop it down to, I'm the fastest animal in the jungle, the lion roars. The cheetah shakes her head. I don't think so. Let's race and see. And the whole population of the jungle arrives to watch this race. So then, skip the rest of it. The race begins and the cheetah takes off and wins by a mile, and she's declared the fastest animal in the jungle.
And then you just go to the punchline from there. There's no reason to have 3 sentences worth of garbage in the middle of it. It's just set up for nothing. It's set up so that you can... Also, hyenas don't live in a jungle. Neither do gazelles. So you're really just kind of making yourself look like a fucking idiot by starting to name animals. What is a cow's favorite holiday? Moo Year's Day. This one's worth it just for the picture. There you go. Look at that. That's a weird thing. Also, I don't... Do cows have 6, I guess, their nipples on their udders? I think it's 4. You can't even draw an anatomically correct cow in your damn shitty joke book. Wonderful. Rebecca's teacher asks her, if I give you 2 cats, then 2 more, and 2 more cats, how many do you have? Rebecca calls out, 7. Stop me if you can already predict the fucking punchline, because we have an entire paragraph's worth of shit. We did this one already? Did we do this one? I didn't mark it. I didn't... Okay, so we did it. We did it. Okay, we did this one. Okay, you guys got me corrected. So the punchline is Rebecca already owns a cat, and the teacher's an idiot. So, okay. A jockey is about to enter a race on a new horse. The horse's trainer meets him before the race and says, all you have to remember with this horse is that every time you approach a jump, you have to shout alley-oop really loudly in the horse's ear. As long as you do that, you'll be fine. The jockey thinks the trainer is a little bit wacky, but promises to shout those words. The race begins and they approach the first hurdle. The jockey ignores the trainer's silly advice and the horse crashes straight through the center of the jump. They keep going and approach the second hurdle. The jockey, somewhat embarrassed, whispers, alley-oop, in the horse's ear. The same thing happens. The horse crashes straight through the center of the jump. At the third hurdle, the jockey thinks, it's no good, I'll have to do it, and yells alley-oop really loudly. Sure enough, the horse sails over the jump with no problem. This continues for the rest of the race, but due to the earlier crashes, the horse only finishes third. The trainer asks the jockey what went wrong. The jockey replies, nothing is wrong with me, it's this horse. What is he, deaf or something? The trainer replies, deaf? He's not deaf, he's blind. All that for that punchline. I mean, that's like, that is literally like the type of shit that gets shared on Facebook from like your grandmother. Yeah, it's not a joke. It's just a monologue. It's very long. It takes up almost the entire page. It's the type of thing that has like a picture, like, okay, picture this, because this is, I'm gonna give you where you've seen this joke before. Like, when you log onto Facebook and you see something that, like, your grandma has shared from, like, haha funny animals doing amazing things, whatever it is, or some stupid crap like that. Basically, some page that's stolen and or shared it from another page that winds up in your grandmother's feed because she's followed all those pages and then she hits share on Facebook. So it's got a picture of a horse doing something silly. Like the horse is making a funny face, or it's like rolling around in the grass, and it's the horse is doing something funny. And then underneath it, the text that goes with that, is the jockey's about to enter a race on a new horse. And it shows you like the first 4 lines of it, and then it just says see more, because it gets truncated for length. And then you never click see more, because you just don't give a fuck. Knock knock. Who's there? Alfie. It's a name, you know it's gonna be bad. Alfie who? Alfie good about the test. Alfie good about the test. I feel good about the test is what they're trying to... This is one of those fucking jokes where they went through like a baby name book, and they just started circling names that kind of sounded like other words, but not quite, and clearly not anywhere close to enough to sounding like real words to make any sense as the punchline of a joke. Because Alfie doesn't sound like I feel. It sounds like I'll. It sounds like I will, but the fucking contracted version of that. So it just says aisle fee, and then there's no additional L. Raphael would have been closer, but still not close enough because there's way too many erroneous syllables and sounds in that. So maybe what you should have done is just put a big old X over that one and not printed that joke.
This is stupid. What building in New York has the most stories? It's gotta be Trump Tower. It's tremendous. Tremendous. They serve steaks on the 23rd floor. They're tremendous. Only can buy them at the Shopper Image. Actually, what building in New York has the most stories? The Public Library. You could have named the library that's in New York City, of which I don't actually know its name off the top of my head, but that would have made for a funnier punchline, because I'm sure it's like it's dedicated to someone. So it would have been the so-and-so Public Library, or the so-and-so National Library, or something like that, because it's got library in the name. So right then and there, you got your punchline, but just putting the public... So that's stupid. I could be like, I'm from, like, okay, Dallas, right? Dallas, Texas. What building in Dallas, Texas has the most stories? The Public fucking Library. What building in Dime Box, Texas, with a population of like 10, has the most stories? Probably the Graveyard, but then again, dead men tell no tales, so it's the Public fucking Library again, okay? Doesn't matter. Okay, this is the closest we're gonna get to a joke tonight. What do you call a pig that knows karate? And some of you can probably guess this, because I swear to God they got this off a pack of like Laffy Taffy. What do you call a pig that knows karate? Pork chop. There you go. Yeah, pork chop. You guys in chat already guessing it. Daemonic Void. I'm not the doctor. Y'all got it. But I will say, this one is one of those jokes that has the little piece of art that goes with it, so it does have a little pig there, chopping some wood. And that's it for the bad joke. Actually, hang on. I just realized there's that same art is on another page here. So there's an even bigger for a chapter intro. Who can shave 6 times a day and still have a beard? There's actually 2 answers to this riddle or pun or whatever the hell this is supposed to be. I will accept either one. The book only lists 1 answer, but in our hearts, we know there's actually 2 answers. So, who can shave 6 times a day and still have a beard? Buster Keaton Rules gets the actual correct answer with a barber. He can shave 6 clients, but he can still have a beard. The other answer is Tim Allen from The Santa Claus. Knock, knock. Who's there? Alpaca. Alpaca who? I'll pack a suitcase. You pack a lunch. Why are we packing a suitcase and a lunch? The hell are you going? You going to a business meeting? Those tend to be catered. You don't need to pack a sack lunch for that. You show up to that, you're going to be the most pussy whip motherfucker at the damn meeting. You packing a suitcase, you're going to... Hang on. Knock, knock.
Someone's at the door. I hope it's you because you're the best.
Well, that was genuinely nice. Thank you for saying that.
You're welcome.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Isabel. Isabel who? Isabel necessary for this door. Apparently not, because you knocked and somebody still answered, so you kind of answered your own question. Hey, Orky Bork, do you want me to tell you a joke about pizza? Sorry, it's too cheesy. Guys, I don't know what's gonna do me in first. Is it gonna be this book? Or is it gonna be my depression? Knock knock. Who's there? Dwayne. Dwayne who? Dwayne The Rock Johnson, motherfucker! Then he kicks in the door and then It's like that movie Walking Tall that nobody... The remake of the movie Walking Tall starring The Rock that nobody actually saw. No, the thing is, actual punchline, Dwayne the bathtub. It's overflowing. This one comes with a picture. Look at that. That's quality right there. That's quality. It's quality with the capital K, alright? Yuki, why is your little sister crying? Mom asks her son while watching her daughter sob with dismay. Yuki shrugs and replies, because I helped her. Mom relaxes back into her seat with a relieved smile. But that's a good thing. What did you help her with? She asks proudly as her daughter wails loudly. Yuki says, I helped her eat the rest of her gummy bears. Wow, how nice. Also, Yuki that doesn't sound like a male name. So that I there's literally one character name in this stupid little short freeform thing, and I kept getting the characters confused. Why didn't the skeleton cross the road? Because he didn't have the guts. This is like a whole page of skeleton jokes, actually.
Knock knock. Who's there? Ida. Ida who? Ida like to dance to music. I'd like to dance to music. So as I read this joke, okay, you guys know as you're the gruncher, I'd like a better joke book. I figure like as you read these jokes, as you hear a joke, your brain sometimes tries to preempt what the punchline could possibly be. So when I hear knock knock, who's there? Ida. Ida who? I'm thinking Ida no. Like, I don't know. Like, who knows? I don't know. But no, it's Ida like to dance to music. My name is Nathaniel. I like to dance.
Knock knock. Who's there? Hugh. Hugh who? Hugh who? Don't you see me? What? It's Hugh like as in Hugh Hefner. Hugh. Hugh who? Hugh who? Don't you see me? This is like that Lewis Black stand-up joke where he says that thing about hearing something and not being able to get closure on it. Like, you're at the mall and you overhear these two people talking, and one of them says, well, if it weren't for my horse, I wouldn't have spent that year in college. And Lewis Black says, you missed the opportunity to turn around and ask that person, what did you mean by that? And then you find yourself spending the rest of your time just looping that over and over and over again into your head, saying, if it weren't for my horse, I wouldn't have spent that year in college. How do you need college with a horse? If it weren't for my horse. And then finally, a year later, you're dead from an aneurysm. I don't want to read a knock-knock joke. Please, for the love of God, don't give me a... Son of a... Where... It's like the whole book is knock-knock jokes. Knock-knock. Who's there? D. D who? D's nuts. Haha, got him. No. Delicious cookies for sale. If Girl Scouts showed up at my place and tried to pull that shit on me, I would slam the door so hard it would make a shockwave that would blow her back like 2 weeks prior. It would send her rippling through time. Why do fish live in salt water? This is literally the joke that's on the back of the book. That's the fucking flavor text. Fish live in salt water because pepper makes them sneeze. Little does the author know, some fish live in fresh water. They don't live in salt water. Why do they live in fresh water? Because when you see it, you do a 360 and walk away. Fuck you, Carol Roman, and your stupid jokes. A man goes into a pet shop to buy a parrot. It's another one of these fucking pet shop jokes. A man goes into a pet shop to buy a parrot. The shop owner points to 3 identical-looking parrots on a perch and states, the parrot on the left cost $1,000. Why does that parrot cost so much? Asks the man. The owner says, well, that parrot knows how to use a computer. The man then asks about the next parrot. Oh, that one's $1,500. Not only does it know how to use a computer, but it knows how to program. He points to the third bird on the perch. That one is $5,000. Well, what can it do? The owner shrugged. To be honest, I've never seen it do a thing, but the other 2 call him boss. Office politics, am I right? Anyone who's worked in a fucking office environment can relate to that. When I worked in IT, that's about how it was. You had the grunts who got paid nothing, then you got middle management who did fuck all except jerk off or whatever at their desk, and they made 4 times the paycheck. Fuck that. I hate that joke. I hate that joke. That's awful. That epitomizes the a bad joke thing. Fuck, man. Fuck that shit. What kind of tree fits in your hand? A palm tree. Bonsai trees also can fit in there, you know. There's this one comes with this stupid little drawing. Here you go. Look, see? To help you illustrate the little palm tree fitting in the hand down there. I don't want to spoil the rest of the punchlines on that page. How can you tell a vampire has a cold? My knee fucking hurts. That's not the punchline. My knee just hurts from sitting here, like really bad. How can you tell a vampire has a cold? He starts coughing. Knock knock. You could see it coming. Who's there? Gus. Gus who? That's what you're supposed to do. See, that's actually kind of humorous. Because it doesn't... Gus is not even incorporated into the punchline in the manner in which you would think it would be. It's not like... Knock knock, who's there? Harry. Harry who? Harry up, I want to go to the beach, which is one we've already read. This is Gus who. The punchline with the word Gus is further up in the joke than it's supposed to be. Which means that this person didn't write this joke. They stole it from somewhere. Why don't koalas count as bears? I'm sure there's a scientific explanation for this, but they don't have the right qualifications. Wasn't that a Red Hot Chili Peppers song? Koala fornication? Actually, don't do that. That's probably... I know it's Australia we're talking about. It's still probably illegal in Australia. Why do farmers put bells on cows? Their horns don't make noise. Cows don't... Bulls have horns. Cows don't have horns. Cows don't have horns. Dang. Do cows have horns?
According to Animal Keeper blog, horns are common on both males and females, especially in dairy breeds.
Oh. Knock knock. See, there's a lot of those in here. Who's there? Amos. Amos who? It's the famous Amos cookies. What the fuck? What do you expect? Who come on. What do you think it is? Chips Ahoy? Fuck you. Amos who? A mosquito. That joke is so bad I want to wait for it to land on my arm so I can slap it and kill it. Why do mummies like birthdays so much? Think about it, you might get it right. Because of all the wrapping paper. You get it? Because they're mummies. They're fucking wrapped up. They're not wrapped in paper. They're wrapped in, like, woven cloth, but, whatever. That's why mummies like birthdays so much, because of all the wrapping. That's not wrapping as in, like, hey, we fucking got Pitbull to come show up at this mummy's birthday, and, you know, he's Mr. Worldwide. It's literally wrapping as in, like, wrapping paper. How do you fix a broken tomato? I'm just trying to think what the fuck a broken tomato is. With tomato paste. It's also a good base for making chili, by the way, tomato paste. But that's how you fix a broken tomato, with tomato paste. Good gruncher. Flex Seal. Look. This is where the Red Copper commercials and Flex Seal come together. Like the Djibouti dubs. We even got all these Red Copper knives. It won't cut through a rock, but you know what it will cut through? A tomato. And then all of a sudden, that's a lot of damage. And then Flex Seal comes in. With the Flex Seal family of products, you can fix a broken tomato. Just make sure to apply enough coats to seal the leak. This book right here. What happens when a sea monster gets angry? It causes a commotion. What happens when a sea monster gets a little too aroused? It causes a commotion. That's my joke. That's mine. The Groncher posted that in chat, but thanks to the stream delay, I get to still say I did it first. Knock knock. It's like 90% knock knock jokes. Who's there? Esther. Esther who? Is there any more mashed potatoes? I'll remind you that the joke directly above this one we've already read. It's a Halloween-themed one. Knock knock, who's there? Which? Which who? Which one of you has the best candy? You couldn't go more than 0 jokes without putting another food one in there. Nice job, everybody. Arjun holds up his smartphone. I had to take my phone to the dentist yesterday. Really? Why? Asks Gabby. Arjun answers, because it had a Bluetooth. Okay, that's like a fucking... That's a grandma Facebook joke right there. That's one for the Facebook wall. That's one for funny memes for you .biz. Jesus Christ. I can't... let's try another one. That was for Orky Bork. Hope that was worth it. Next one. You guys like knock knock jokes? Knock knock. Who's there? Now this is... I think this is asking for the general way of saying this word and not the Texan way. Pecan. Not pecan. Pecan. Pecan who? Pick on somebody your own size instead of pecan somebody your own size. Guys probably shouldn't pick words that have regional, that, you know, are affected by regional dialects, I guess. What is the best day to go to the beach? Sunday. Because the sun only comes out on Sunday, I guess. Actually, the best day to go to the beach would be any other day than Sunday. That way you don't have to worry about getting sunburned and wearing sunscreen and all that. Wear sunscreen. If I could offer you only one piece of advice for the future, sunscreen would be it. Why are fish so smart? Wrong answer. Now, what's your opinion on sharks? That is probably racist, and you should not say that. That's...
I just figured because you're both like aquatic and you got the teeth and never mind.
Okay, this is an opening to a chapter, but it does have a punchline and a picture. So this one actually has a joke on it. This does not go the way, this is not the one you think it is. I will say that much. A duck waddles into the grocery store to buy a can of soda. The clerk, C-L-E-A-R-K, probably didn't get picked up by the proofreading spell check thing because you put it in all caps. The clerk looks down at him and asks, "Would you like to pay with cash or credit?" The duck replies, "Just put it on my bill." Yes, you got any grapes? No. You got any grapes? No. And if you come back again, I'll staple your feet to the floor. You got any staples? No. You got any grapes? Yeah, it's not the one you thought it was. Anyways, here's a picture of a duck drinking a cola. He's drinking it, and then there's the typographical error. Just in case you thought I was messing that up. They spelled it fucking wrong. Carol P. Roman? That bitch Carol Baskins, Carol Roman.
How many South Americans does it take to change a light bulb? Wow, that sounds racist. A Brazilian. That's a fucking dad joke right there. Carol asked her dad for help on that. How many South Americans does it take to change a light bulb? What part of South America? Venezuela? It takes one to change a light bulb, and then it takes the entire fucking country to overthrow its goddamn government. How do you make a jellyfish laugh? With 10 tickles. You have to tickle it 10 times before it laughs. The first 9 times it tells you to stop. The 10th time it goes, nah, and that's the most you get out of it. So the Orky Bork. How do you make a jellyfish laugh? It can't laugh. It doesn't have a central nervous system. It doesn't understand the concept of a fucking joke, just like Carol P. Roman does. Wow. I don't think this person wrote this joke. What do you call cheese that isn't yours? The nacho cheese. It's nacho cheese, man. Nacho cheese. What do you call cheese that's not yours? Stolen is what you call it, actually. It's called stolen. Theft is the word you're thinking of. Carol P. Roman. Oh, we've actually completed everything on these 2 pages, so I guess I should just rip those pages out. Let's go back a page. What do you get when you cross an elephant with a fish? My ass. You think he wants his towel? You get swimming trunks, okay? That's a Laffy Taffy joke. You've heard that. You fucking heard. Not the doctor. Enough! Why couldn't the pony sing a lullaby? Why couldn't the pony sing a lullaby? Well, it's because she was a little hoarse. Hoarse meaning, you know, I've been smoking up to 5 packs of cigarettes a day and I really just can't sing anymore. That horse, but also pony as in a little horse as in My Little Pony. That's hilarious. Anton comes running into the house. Mom, there's a man outside with a broken arm named Sheldon. Well, says Mom, that's a funny name for a broken arm. Holy shit! That's not even a joke! That's... Oh my god, man. That's not even a dad joke. That's a fucking stepdad joke. What's more amazing than a talking llama? A spelling bee. That is like the worst possible setup for that punchline. That I don't even know. I can't even decipher that because that's just an apples and oranges situation.
I mean, I get what you're going for. A spelling bee, okay. A talking llama, but why? But a talking llama isn't anything. You could have said what's more amazing than a laughing hyena, because a laughing hyena is actually a thing that fucking exists, and a spelling bee, an insect named a spelling bee doesn't exist, but there is a thing called a spelling bee. That would have been a better punchline, because you know what? I don't need to break it down for you anymore. Carol P. Roman, you just think about that when you decide to make revision 2 of this fucking book. Why should you not talk to pi? Pi being the irrational number for the number of diameters that are contained within the circumference of a circle. Why should you not talk to pi? Because it will go on forever. That's a math joke. That's a smart joke. That's a smart joke. You know, there's people out there that are dumb, that their kids have like read, that they bought their kids this joke book. It's like, hey Dad, why should you not talk to pi? And the dad is like, I don't know, it's fucking because it's got blueberries in it. And he's like, no, because it'll go on forever. Huh? Imagine that. Imagine being so dumb as to not understand that joke. There's people out there. There's people out there that won't get that joke. That don't know. That don't know about it. They don't know about pi. Because they're just whatever. They're on TikTok all day. They're on fucking Instagram making ping pong gifs of their asses. Knock knock. Who's there? Giraffe. Giraffe who? You better watch Giraffe. I'm horny. No, it's not the punchline. Giraffe anything to eat? I'm hungry. That's not even anywhere close to what you're trying to say. Knock knock. Who's there? Giraffe? Giraffe who? It's pronounced GIF, like giraffe. Like the G in giraffe. There's gonna be some people gonna have some strong opinions on that one. What do you call a fairy? Fairy, not furry. What do you call that'll be the follow-up joke. What do you call a fairy that has not taken a bath? Stinkerbell. That Disney might have something to say about that one. What do you call a furry that has not taken a bath? A furry. And we're done. What do you call Dracula with hay fever? The pollen count. And count is emphasized because it's like Count Dracula. The pollen... So... Is the joke supposed to be like the pollen count is what's part of the weather forecast to let you know if you have allergies, whether you're going to live or die? And it's like the pollen count? So it's not like the fallen count or anything. Like, oh, fuck it. This ain't even a joke. Fuck off. Knock, knock. Well, who's there? Hal. Hal who? Hello? Anybody home? That's Laffy Taffy tier. That passes. But that also doesn't work as a joke because you know somebody's home because when you knocked on the door they said who's there. So it's almost a good punchline, but not, because the person has responded to you twice and then you still have to be like, hello, is anybody home? What are you, stupid? Knock knock. Who's there? Who's there? Hugo. Hugo who? Hugo's House of Horrors for MS-DOS. Great game. No. Hugo first. I'll go second. That almost makes sense, like asking who it is, but it doesn't, because when it says Hugo, when it says who's there, you say Hugo. You've already told them your name is Hugo, even if you're setting up a joke. You're still kind of fucking it up. It's getting close. Carol P. Roman, we're approaching the monkeys and typewriters situation into this book. We're bound to get something approximating a joke at some point. What do you get from a pampered cow? A happy end? No. You get spoiled milk. You get it? Because the cow is spoiled, because it's pampered. What do you get from a brown cow? Obviously chocolate milk. You know there's people who believe that? What did the doctor prescribe to the sick lemon? Lemonade. Because he had lemonades! What do you get when you cross a dog with a telephone? This is like when we played Fibbage and it says there's that experiment that turned the cat into the phone. I'm like, why would you do that? You get a golden receiver. Wasn't that the name of one of the Air Bud movies? The one where he played football? What sport has Air Bud not played? That would be a better question. Which of the following sports did they not teach Buddy the dog to play? Knock knock. Fuck. Knock knock. Who's there? Annie. Annie who? Annie, are you okay? You okay, Annie? No. Anybody want some turkey? Why turkey? Why not? Anybody want a funnier joke? Nah, got him. Anybody want some avocados? Anybody wanted a pasta? See, that would have, I don't know. Knock knock. Who's there? Eye wash. This one's bad. I wash who? I wash you a happy Ramadan. Am I supposed to say that in a voice? Like, I wash... I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I almost did, but I'm not going to do it. What do you call a monkey that loves potato chips? Fat. No, you call it a chipmunk. Get it? Chip, and then monk as in monkey. You get it? I don't get it either, don't worry. Knock knock. It's already off to a bad start. Knock knock. Who's there? Cheese. Cheese who? She's such a sweet girl. I almost instinctively read that with like a Mexican inflection. She's such a sweet girl, man. Hey, what are you doing? What is this? I come in here, you kissing on my daughter. Why you kissing on her? She's such a sweet girl, man. Who you think? Now I'm just defaulting to the guy from the Cinco urinal shower commercial. Who you think is gonna clean all this? I don't clean. I'm not clean, okay? I don't clean. I'm not clean, okay? Oh, I had this one on a fucking pencil one time. Knock knock. Yeah, there's a lot of those. Who's there? Scold. Scold who? Scold outside. Put on your jacket. I'll scold you for making a bad joke. Don't you dare make another one. Why did they quit giving tests at the zoo? First of all, I didn't realize that they gave tests at the zoo, but apparently they stopped. Because it was full of cheetahs. How come 10% of the zoo's population does 90% of all the cheating? Gotta get the jokes nice and loose. So that we can say, why do bees hum? Because they don't know the words. How is that one even a... What? How is that one even a joke? I guess it's because bees don't hum, fuck bees! Knock knock. Who's there? Spell. Spell who? Okay, okay. W-H-O. That's the Jedi mind trick. Spell who? This is terrible. The okay part is... It doesn't need to be there. Knock knock, who's there? Spell who? WHO. That should be your punchline. You don't need the okay. I don't know why that's there. Like, okay, take it easy, man. Rumor has it Drake Bell told that to the judge recently. Well, just take it easy, man. If you threw a white stone into the Red Sea, what would it become? Think about it. Think about it. If you threw a white stone into the Red Sea, what would it become? Use your big brain. Wet. It would become wet because you threw it in the fucking water. Oh, this is an extension of a joke we've already read. You guys ready? What else did the picture say to the wall? Oh, previously on Gatorbox. What did the picture say to the wall? Do you mind if I hang around? Okay. What else did the picture say to the wall? We join the story in progress. Help! I've been framed. Again, this is at the front of the book. It seems like that's where the better jokes were put, and then all in the back, all of this is just all where the garbage is. What starts and ends with E, but has only one letter in it? What starts and ends with E, but has only one letter in it? Well, that would be an envelope. You get it? Think about it. Except for the time when you could put more than one... There's no rule saying you can only put one letter in an envelope. It's not a law. I don't think it is. I'd ask Google, but she's just going to give me trash results. Oh my god. What kind of car does Mickey Mouse's girlfriend drive? You might be able to guess this. What kind of car does Mickey Mouse's girlfriend drive? She drives a minivan. They probably stole that joke from something at like Disney World. That's got to be like a Disney joke. That's like something from Playhouse Disney. Mini Cooper. Yeah, you guys were close. You guys were close. You guys were getting the joke. How does a vampire start a letter? This one is actually kind of witty, and I feel bad giving them credit. To whom it may concern. That one I'll give points. I will put a star next to that one as the only one I've put a star next to as one that I think is genuinely funny. And I am convinced that Carol P. Roman didn't write it herself, and she overheard it, and she put it in her dumb little book. What do you call a fish without an eye? A fish. Apparently the word... The joke is that it's the word fish without the letter I in it, but apparently there's just a lot more S's in there to drive the joke home, I guess. Because... So see, that right there ruins the punchline, because that means the joke is so flimsy, it doesn't work well enough on its own that a layperson is not going to understand it. I mean, I probably would, because if it just says FSH, I'd be like, fish. I'd be like, oh, okay, I get it. It's not funny, but I get it. But the fact that they had to drop the I and add a bunch of S's into the word to drive the point home just means that whoever wrote this joke knew that it was bad, and they knew people weren't going to get it. Which rock group has 4 guys who can't sing or play instruments? I don't know, BTS? The punchline is Mount Rushmore. Which rock group has 4 guys who can't sing or play instruments? See, I think they front-loaded all of the better jokes in the front of this book, because that's Buster Keaton Rules is just like lots of them. This is the last one that we haven't read off of this page. A struggling zoo's main attraction, a gorilla, gets... A child falls into the enclosure and they have to shoot. I just fucking ran with it. A struggling zoo's main attraction, a gorilla, gets sick during their most popular season. They can't afford to lose the gorilla, so they secretly hire one of the employees to be in a gorilla suit for an extra $200 a week. The Gorilla Man quickly becomes even more popular than the original gorilla. After a few months, he gets less popular, so the Gorilla Man decides to raise the stakes. He climbs out of his pen and dangles from a tree in the lion exhibit, but he loses his grip and falls. Scared, he begins to yell for help, saying, "Somebody help!" With this, the lion pounces on top of him and whispers, "Quiet, or you'll get us both fired." I guess the life lesson in this joke is that there are no animals at zoos, just really, really, really dedicated furries.
Knock, knock. Who's there? I guess they want you to say Ivan, and not Ivan or anything like that. Ivan. Ivan who? I've been working on an invention. I've been working on an invention, yeah. Ivan who? I've been running out of ideas for jokes. This is firmly in that area of the book where they were clearly going through like a baby names book and just pulling out names that sounded potentially like other things. Like, I swear to God, because we've read a lot of these, and the ones that have dots next to them: Harry, Howard, Gus, Freddie, Gwen, Hal, Hugo, Ida, Ivan, Izzy, Iris, Isabel, Dawn. These are all names. They literally just went through a fucking baby name book and wrote some shitty knock-knock jokes.
Why are playing cards like wolves? Because they come in packs. No wooing. No wooing allowed. Not in my stream. This one has a nice piece of art, though. It comes with the W of crescents. Look at that. They probably hired somebody from Fur Affinity on Fiverr to do that artwork. You want to hear some bad jokes? It's been a while since you've been here, so we still got the same. It's the same book. It's the same one. We need to retire it at some point to get it and get another book. All right, here we go. I'm going for as close to the middle as I can get. What happens when you sing in the shower and get shampoo in your mouth? It becomes a soap opera. When you sing in the shower and you get shampoo in your mouth. Honestly, when I saw this question out of the corner of my eyes, I thought shampoo. I thought it said the word poop. And I was like, what is this joke? It's not funny. Does anybody here actually sing in the shower? I know that's like a thing that people say that people do, but does anyone? I don't sing in the shower. I'm not in the shower like, you didn't have to cut me up, make it like it never happened and that we were nothing. I got shampoo in my mouth. It's a soap opera now. It doesn't fucking, I don't do that. Nobody does. Why couldn't the pirate play cards? Because he was sitting on the deck. You get it? Like the deck of cards, but also the deck of a ship, and he was sitting on the deck. More like sitting on a dick. Why did the spider go to the computer? Why did the spider go to his computer? To check his website. Probably could have guessed that one. This one has a little piece of art that goes with it that I would like to show to you guys. A little spider on the laptop. You kind of can't tell from here, but they've drawn him with more than 8 eyes. Bears fan says to search the web. You're close. You're close. That probably would have been a better answer, to search the web. Just, because when something hits a spider's web, they go find out what it was. They go search the web. That's a better punchline. Website. What is that? Something ducks walk on? Come on. Get set. We're going on the internet. What did the Dalmatians say after lunch? That hit the spot. You get it? Because Dalmatians have spots. You ever seen 101 Dalmatians? It's a lot of spots. What monster plays tricks on Halloween? Should have read this one earlier. Frankenstein. You get it? Because it's like Frankenstein, but it's just a prank bra. Technically, it's Frankenstein's monster, but whatever. Knock, knock. Hit that part of the book again. Who's there? Poodle. Poodle who? Put a little ketchup on my burger. That just sounds wrong. A man walks into a shop and sees a cute little dog. He asks the shopkeeper, "Does your dog bite?" The shopkeeper says, "No, my dog doesn't bite." The man reaches down to pet the dog and the dog bites him. "Ouch!" the man says. "I thought you said your dog doesn't bite." The shopkeeper replies, "That's not my dog." It's like an anti-joke again. Oh, there's knock-knock jokes in this book. Cool. Knock, knock. Who's there? Wood ant. Wood ant who? Wouldn't be knocking if I didn't need to come inside. Wood ant. See, now that one kind of works. It's not funny, but it works. These are all bad. Thanks for checking out this video by Gatorbox. To see more videos like it, please subscribe to the channel. You can also support this project financially at patreon.com/Gatorbox. You can also follow us at twitch.tv/Gatorbox to catch us live every Friday night at 9 p.m. Central Time for our main show. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.